ECE, and as you can tell from my accent, English is not my first language. Now, my English is pretty good, but there are still some terms I struggle understanding in the sense of why you guys use them the way you use them. For example, the term triple threat. When somebody can act, sing, and dance, you guys call that person a triple threat. Like Hugh Jackman in a Broadway musical. What's so threatening about that? You know whom I would call triple threat? An elderly Asian woman driving. I'm glad you think it's funny, because the other day I shared this thought with a friend of mine, and she was like, oh my God, it's such a racist thing to say. And I was like, no, I can say it because I'm Asian American myself. Yeah, I know I don't look like it, but I can explain. I was born in Turkey, and Turkey has land both in Europe and Asia, and I was born on the Asian side, which makes me Asian. And I recently became an American citizen, which makes me Asian American. For any skeptics out there, I'm really good at math. I'm a terrible driver myself. I guess the only thing that holds me back from officially qualifying as Asian American is that I don't have a small penis. But I don't have a large one either. It's average size. There are many things I love about this country, and one of them is the technology, especially Apple products. Love them. Did you guys hear? Apple is finally coming out with a sex toy. It's called iPhone. People who tested it say, in typical Apple fashion, it's super user-friendly and safe from viruses. It has quite a few add-ons you can download. There is iBlow. There is I Give a Hand. For those who want a realistic experience, there is I Have a Headache Tonight. And this next one is expected to be the bestseller with the ladies, I Fake. There are even apps for it in the App Store. For 99 cents, you can get your very own copy of the Angry Beavers. Now, another thing I love about your country is your royal family, the Kardashians. No, see, people are really harsh on them. They say they are stupid, that they are famous for doing nothing. I disagree. I think they actually contribute in a positive way to the society. They actually support some causes that are very dear to my heart. For example, affirmative action. Did you guys know that 70% of all the vaginas in the Kardashian household must be made available to black men at any given time? It is a fine example of affirmative action, and even Grandma Kardashian, Bruce Jenner, approves of it. Now, I watch a lot of trashy reality TV shows, but there is this one show I can't bring myself to watch it. It's, you know, even just based on its title. It's the show on TLC called 19 Kids and Counting. Yeah, for anybody who is not familiar with the concept, it's about this couple who have 19 kids and they are counting. So listen to this. The show started when they had 17 kids, and back then it used to be called 17 Kids and Counting. And they had another baby, and they renamed the show to be 18 Kids and Counting. And then they had another baby, and they renamed the show to be 19 Kids and Counting. I'm like, oh my God, enough already. Isn't it time to rename the show Hoarders? Supporting those kids, people. So the presidential election is coming up, and I'm not excited about this because I immensely dislike the Republicans. And I'm not that happy about the Democrats either. So I think on election day, I will just walk into that voting booth and I'm gonna write down the name of my pick. Oprah. Yeah. And I tell you why. Because this is a lady who does everything she does with uttermost enthusiasm. There is nothing she would do half-heartedly. I was thinking, even if she became a stripper, she would be the most enthusiastic stripper there is. She'd be like, it's time for boobies! Gonna show you some of my favorite things today! Get ready for what, JJ! So JJ is an inspirational word, by the way. Another powerful lady who would make a great stripper is Hillary Clinton. No, it should be obvious. She is determined, she is courageous, she is fearless. In spite of her cankles, she would take it all off. She would, I'm telling you, she would strip all the way down to her hairy balls. So guys, I'm going to tell you about my racial identity crisis. Because obviously I'm Caucasian, but I am an immigrant and I am Muslim, which actually makes me a minority. And I'm going to say, I do identify more with, minority groups, with blacks, with Latinos. Now, my boyfriend is white, and not only is he white, but he's Ohio white. Don't get me wrong, he's a super nice guy, very decent guy, but once in a while we do get into these arguments over things I perceive to be racist, and he says that I'm being oversensitive and I look for a racial motive behind everything said and done. Maybe he's right, but anyway, we get into these arguments and they usually end up with me telling him, you don't know what it's like being a black person in this country? And he's like, oh, you do? Well, I may not be black, but I am a person of color beige. And then he's like, oh, really? You are a person of color? And I go, mm-hmm. And then he tells me, you are being ridiculous. You are just another boring white person just like me. And then I tell him, oh, really? If I were white, could I do this?